Hi guys, my name is Patch Drury. I am a Daimon enthusiast, a Dharma specialist, and a bliss follower in the Campbellian sense. And I was so excited to make today's video because I'm so excited to tell this story. It is the story of my Daimon literally the same day answering my prayer. And when I say the same day, I mean I prayed in the morning. By afternoon, the Daimon was like, okay, here's the answer. Boom. It was incredible. So let me tell you the story. First, a little context. My wife and I are both self-employed. And one thing you need to know about self-employment is that health insurance is stupidly expensive when you're self-employed. And regardless of how much money you spend every month for health insurance, the coverage is minuscule. I was recently told I needed to have a procedure done, and so we scheduled to have the procedure, and then the people who were scheduling it told me, by the way, after insurance you will still owe thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for this procedure. And so we realized, okay, this isn't sustainable. I'm 49, so I'm at the age where, I'm healthy, thank God, but eventually, like, there are things as you get older, like procedures you need to have and checkups you need to have. And so insurance is becoming more of an issue than it would have been when I was in my 20s or even my 30s. And so we thought, you know what? We need to figure out something different for insurance. And so we found a place where I could go and I could work on the weekends and get benefits and then still have time during the week for the self-employed stuff. And so we decided that's what we do. We're really excited about it. And so I've been on weekends for the past few months going and working at this job. And it's a job, it's a way of getting benefits, it's a way of getting some needed resources, but it's not my purpose, it's not my Dharma, it's not the voice of my Daimon saying, go here. At least not in the sense of what the grand scheme of what I want to bring to the world. But I do think part of my Dharma, part of my calling, part of what my Daimon wants for my life is to provide for my family and to be a responsible husband and father. And so in that sense, yeah, sure, it is part of my Dharma, but it's not what I would say is my driving purpose, is to go to this place. But so I still want it to be meaningful, and I want it to contribute to my life the best I can. So every morning before I go in, I do some prayer and some ritual stuff, and I'll meditate just to make sure I'm at a good place going in. And for whatever reason, yesterday morning as I was going in, I've mentioned another video that my Daimon has revealed its name to me. And you can watch that video. It revealed its name, and so I just kind of referenced it and called it by name and said, hey, stand next to me today. Give me, if an opportunity to practice my Dharma, if an opportunity to practice my bliss, my purpose for being here presents itself, nudge me so that I know, be involved in my day. And so that was just a little prayer that I prayed. And then I went into the place. It was really long shifts. It's like 12-hour shifts for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's a long day. And so I'm working this shift, and this coworker next to me who's in her 20s, she said, hey, if you could go back in time and give your 20-year-old advice, what advice would you give them? And I was kind of like, oh, that's an interesting question. That's a more interesting question than most people usually ask in the course of this job. And so, but before I could answer, she said, let me explain. I don't know what my purpose in life is, and I'm a little depressed about it, and I need to figure it out. And it was like I got smacked with a 2x4. I asked for my Daimon to give me opportunity, to show me ways to practice my purpose, which is helping other people hear the voice of their Daimon, helping other people find their Dharma, find their purpose, follow their bliss. The opportunity to practice it just smacked me in the face. And then she went on to say, she said, I don't know why I'm asking you. I just felt like I was supposed to ask you. And inside I'm thinking, well, I know why you're asking me. I prayed for this. And then that could lead to the question, well, what power does the daimon have? Does the daimon have the power to control someone else's actions? And I don't think so. I think, and we're assuming the presence of the daimon here, or we could say it's our kind of our part of our subconscious. And Jung believed that our subconscious wasn't like that. Psyche and matter existed on a spectrum, and the same way our subconscious and our psyche had influence over psychical things, it had also had a little bit of influence over the material world. And that's how you get synchronicity. Synchronicities are meaningful coincidences where you think something and the expression of that thought presents itself in the material world. And so I think maybe my daimon was talking to her daimon, or maybe my daimon was creating a synchronicity through some of its influence on matter. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I am, despite my interest, I'm not a metaphysician. I'm not a Jungian by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not a philosopher. So I can't explain it, but I can say it happened, and it was incredible, and it was obvious, and it was clear, and it was one of those, you have these initiatory moments in life where you realize, oh, wait, everything isn't cause and effect. Everything isn't this billiard ball physics view of the world where one thing hits another thing, and everything's material, everything's physical and matter oriented. Then you have these initiatory moments where you're like, oh, things are a little bigger and weirder than I've thought they were. And those are really hopeful moments. If you're not prepared for that kind of stuff, they can be scary moments, I suppose. But if you're prepared for them, they're initiatory, and they're like, yeah, this is the world we live in. It's bigger and weirder than we think it is. But take heart in that. So anyway, I started this conversation with this girl, and we got to start talking about her purpose, and I got to say, hey, well, I think our purpose is determined, our Dharma, our bliss, whatever we're supposed to be doing, is determined by these 4 things. And I got to talk about my new Venn diagram that I've been working on. And she was really excited and interested and kind of blown away that she chose to ask me. And I was like, that's what I do for a living. And so it was very, very exciting. And I'm still charged up from it. And so, the point of this video is just to tell the story, but also to say you don't have to know your daimon's name. It doesn't have to have had this moment with you where it reveals, like, here's what I am called. And that's not happened for me. I have a video on that too. Oh, that's the same video I referenced earlier. I'm very drunk. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm not drunk. But that just not knowing the name doesn't stop you from praying to it. And don't, if you grew up religious and praying has connotations that imply to you that you're serving it or you are making yourself subservient to it, then don't use the word prayer, but just ask it. Say, and if you're still wigged out by the whole thing, you just want to say, I'm going to ask my subconscious and say, I know you're powerful. You keep me breathing. You keep my heart beating. You have all these gifts that I can't do consciously. So I'm going to ask you, my subconscious, if you have some influence in this world and in my life, show me opportunities to do what I'm supposed to do. And maybe you don't even know what you're supposed to do. Maybe you don't know what your purpose is. But if you ask and then you stay on the lookout, you may start getting signs as to what it is. And you might start being shown little things you can do. And every little thing becomes a breadcrumb leading you to your purpose, to your Dharma. So anyway, that's my encouragement to you, is ask. And if my story is any indication, if you ask and you mean it, and then you're on the lookout, it will answer. And that's pretty encouraging. That's pretty exciting to me. The other thing is, when you get an answer, like that girl could have asked that, and I could have made up some stupid thing and be like, yeah, well, I'd tell 20-year-old self to invest in Bitcoin or so, like I could have not taken it seriously. So that's the other thing is be ready to act on what you're being presented with. Um, don't blow it off. Don't be like, I'm at this job for 12 hours and I'm tired. I just don't want to engage with people because I believe our Dharma does require us to engage with the world because we're a piece of a jigsaw puzzle, and the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle only fit according to the way that they interact with the other pieces. So there's never a jigsaw puzzle piece that just kind of sits out on its own. It's not a part of the puzzle then. So to be a part of the puzzle, you have to your weirdly shaped edges have to connect to other people's weirdly shaped edges, if that makes sense and isn't too sexual. I don't think that's sexual. Is that too sexual? Anyway, so that's my story. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being here. I'm on fire again for making these videos. My Daimon is revealing to me that when I'm active, it's active, and that's exciting to me. So anyway, comment in the comments. Do your thing. Say some stuff. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me if you think this whole thing is hogwash. If I'm fooling myself. If I'm just if it's a cognitive bias that I'm seeing what I want to see. That's fine. You can say that to me. I won't get upset. Tell me if you think my Daimon is really the voice of Satan and I'm following Satan. Or tell me if you've heard the voice of your Daimon. What I won't do is I won't argue. I won't fight. I won't insult. That's not what I'm here to do. I want to have this conversation. So I would love to have it with you. Leave a comment in the comments.